Here is an example of a story problem that is a real-life story problem, something that I use all the time. So my question is, how much does it cost me and my husband in gas money to drive to the temple? So all we need to know is how much gas costs. Right now we're doing great at about $2 a gallon. And what kind of mileage my car gets. Usually on the freeway it's about 35 miles per gallon. And how many miles is it to the temple? We live in Oregon and the closest temple is about 100 miles away. So that's 100 miles to the temple, but we also have to drive home, so it's a 200-mile round trip. So we have cost of the gas itself, how many miles I can drive on 1 gallon of gas, and then how many miles it is total. And I want to know the cost eventually. So I want to start with the $2 a gallon, because my final answer will be dollars. I want to know how many dollars this costs in the end. So we'll start with dollars on top. Then what should I do next? Miles per gallon or miles over here? Well, the way I think of it is I need to get rid of this gallons eventually. So I need this gallon here to somehow match up with this one so that it'll cancel out. So I'm actually going to flip this 35 miles per gallon and say 1 gallon of gas will take me 35 miles. So that way these gallon units can cancel out. So now I have $2 divided by 35 miles. And then I can throw my 200 miles on there. And I just like to put this over 1 just as a placeholder so I know this is the top of the fraction and that's the bottom. So we have $2 times 200 miles divided by 35 miles. Oh, and these miles cancel out as well. And that will give me $11.43. You round a little bit. So it only cost me $11.43 to drive to the temple. You can also use the same method to find out how much it costs for you just to drive 1 mile. So around town you can say, well, if I have to go to the grocery store, it's 5 miles away. You know how much it costs per mile. Just by using these conversions and arranging things so that everything will cancel out correctly and you're left with the correct unit, in this case, dollars.